It doesn't matter if you're an expecting mom or not. If you are a female entrepreneur or business owner and you want more freedom in your life, more time to travel, more time to take off work and experience life, then this episode, my friend, is for you. Welcome to The World is Your Oyster. I'm Courtney Burton, and I am currently 36 weeks pregnant. We have made it to this stage in the pregnancy. Let me stand up and show you where I am. We've made it. I'm pregnant. And in this series, I am going to be sharing all about how I am planning so my business still runs while I take time with this new baby. And whether you are expecting a new baby or you are expecting a month-long vacation in Bali, it doesn't matter. You can take these same tips, these same tactics that I'm going to be giving to you and sharing with you and implement them in your business. My name is Courtney Burton. I am your host, and I am going to tell you straight up, when I had my first son 4 years ago, literally 4 years ago, I was in a very similar position with my businesses in which I own 2 summer seasonal brick and mortar businesses with my husband. And then I also, at the time, was running a multiple 6-figure online health and wellness business. Now I am an online business coach, and I specialize in helping women build their own online courses, online signature programs, and their own coaching programs. So I'm in this similar space, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you. When I had my son, I did not have any systems in place for any of my businesses, and I suffered. I suffered because of it. My businesses did not suffer. I did not let my businesses suffer. I continued to push through as an Enneagram 7 and a very motivated individual. And if you are a motivated entrepreneur or business owner, you will understand this. You won't let your business suffer, but you will occasionally let yourself suffer. And that's not a good thing. And so, I'll never forget, I was postpartum with my son, and I was in the hospital still in the hospital on my phone, responding to DMs. In the hospital, like answering client questions. And then postpartum, for that 2-month period, I was in the shops. Working, helping out. I was still doing all my newsletters. I was still doing all my own social media content. I was running every aspect of my business, and I had not planned any of it ahead. And I'm going to go ahead and say this as well, because if that's the kind of individual that you are, first and foremost, as moms, especially as working moms, we get a lot of shame around wanting to continue to work postpartum. And guess what? I am a driven individual. I already said that. I have big goals, and I enjoy what I do. I enjoy working with the women, coaching women in business, helping people build courses, helping people build financial freedom for themselves. And so I have no qualms about working on vacation or working postpartum. And I think that there's too much around, this is going to sound bad. I think there's too much around, you have to completely stop what you're doing for 3 months. Your girl's not going to stop what she's doing for 3 months. That would actually probably spiral me into a deeper postpartum depression if I just completely stopped my entire identity outside of motherhood. If I just stopped. Like, that for me would not be a healthy thing to do. And so if you are similar, I want to say it's okay and give you 100% permission to let yourself continue to work. But I will say that having systems in place so that you can do the pieces of work that you enjoy or the extra stuff that is fun for you and that brings you creative energy, doing those things and not the day-to-day things that make you feel burnt out. And so if you can have things lined up in a way, you can take a month off, 2 months off of work, whether you're postpartum or, like I said, you're going to Mexico for a month. I do the same thing when we plan our extended trips, when we go travel for a month or two. I do these same things that I'm about to share with you in my business in order to prepare. Now, this series is not just going to be about business. It's also going to be about prepping my house and my family and what I'm doing not business-wise to get ready for the baby as well, because I know a lot of you out there, maybe you're thinking about starting your own business or creating your own course, or you're a brand new entrepreneur and you're not at the space yet that you necessarily need systems set up, but in your household, it's the same thing. You still need systems set up. So this is going to be a 2-part series. It's going to be a little bit shorter this month because, like I said, I am very pregnant right now. And so we're going to kick it off right now with what I'm doing in both of my businesses, my brick and mortar business and my online coaching business, in order to be prepared for baby number 2 to arrive literally any day. Let's dive in. The main thing that I'm doing for both of my businesses, because let's be honest, I don't care what kind of business you're in sales. You're in sales. And if you are not utilizing email marketing, email funnels, and social media, then you are not fully utilizing all of the tools that you should be. I mean, I believe that we are the luckiest entrepreneurs ever. I remember when my parents owned their own business, and if they wanted to advertise in the spring, they had to take out like a $400 ad in the newspaper. We have this free platform called Instagram or Facebook that you can market on, TikTok, that you can advertise on, YouTube, that you can be doing posts on in order to attract business. And within this, you can be building your email list and creating email funnels so that while you're traveling, postpartum, whatever you're doing to take, recovering from surgery, whatever you're doing to take time off, your business is still working. Like, how cool is it going to be when I'm hanging out with my baby and I check my inbox on my phone and I get a notification that someone just purchased my course because of my systems in place? So here's what I'm doing right now to get both my businesses, Wheelies and Waves and Coach Courtney Burton, ready to go with sales and marketing while I am taking my time with my new baby. So the first thing I'm doing is I am planning out every single weekly newsletter, and I am pre-writing those and scheduling them. Now, hear me out. If the thought of writing one newsletter is very daunting to you, if the thought of creating a newsletter is like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, I'm going to let you in on like one of my top marketing secrets. And this is what I do all of the time. I want you to start recycling your content. Yes, that post that you did on social media that you thought was a huge hit, that was a banger, that you put an hour into that copy and creating, that only got like 10 likes and 20 views, take that copy and put it into a newsletter. Because your audience on social media most likely is very similar, if not the same audience, as your email marketing list. So what I like to do is I like to take top captions from my posts, put them in a newsletter. And like I've said in a previous YouTube series, all about creating email funnels that you can go back and watch. It was from February, 4-part series about creating lead magnets and email funnels, is that you want to make that newsletter. If your post, Instagram only lets you have 2,000 letters in the caption. If that post is the appetizer, you want your newsletter to have the juice. And what I mean by that is if your Instagram or your social media post is like getting to know somebody at a party and just saying hi, maybe meeting somebody for the first time, you want your newsletter to feel like you're talking to a best friend. You want the people reading it to be engaged with it. And like you're giving all of the juice. And so you can take that same copy from your Instagram post or your social media post and then add 1 or 2 more paragraphs in that newsletter, really personalizing it. So I have, for Wheelies and Waves, on a Google Doc, I have every single week till August 1st. So that's going to give me 2 months pretty much of taking time off, topics for my newsletters. And I'm going to go back into my social media for Wheelies and Waves, and I'm going to look for posts that go along with those topics of the newsletters, put them in, and then add a little bit of juice. I'm doing the same exact thing for Coach Courtney Burton. For the next 2 months, I have in a Google Doc all of the topics of my newsletters. And it doesn't have to be constant sales in your newsletters. It can be, this is what's going on in my life. Here are some of my favorite things. Here's tips about how you can do X, Y, Z. It can be offering value as well. But I am going to also have sales in there because let's be real. I still want to be making sales while I'm postpartum. And that's probably going to happen from my email list, from the people that already know, like, and trust me and open my emails all the time. So I'm going to take that content from my social media, put it into my newsletter, but then, like I like to say, add the juice, add the extra, make sure the people that are on my newsletter list feel like my best friend. So that's step 1. I am setting up my newsletters, pre-writing them, and scheduling them out for the next 2 months. Like I said, it may sound daunting, but get in a space that you're feeling creative and just do 2 hours. I guarantee you it's going to take you like 3 hours and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I have 2 months of newsletters done. And you're going to feel so good and so accomplished. So that's the number 1 thing I'm doing. The number 2 main thing that I'm doing is I am creating, and once again, this is me. I am the sales and marketing team. I don't have a giant team, and I will talk about that's the number 3 thing I'm doing for my business is hiring somebody else for my team. But I don't have this giant team. It's me. If you're DMing me on Instagram, you're talking to me. And I still think that's very important because my business is still small enough that I want to be able to offer that service to people. And so the number 2 thing I'm doing is I am, for Wheelies and Waves, I am planning out all the content. I am putting together the videos for the reels. I'm putting together the carousel posts. I'm writing the copy for the captions. I am doing all of it. And I'm using the 6 categories from my main character energy masterclass, which I'll link below here. If you want to learn how to post on social media in a way that actually converts clients and has people saying, yes, I want to buy, and has you showing up as the expert in your industry, this masterclass is for you. And whenever I'm planning my content, I take 6, and you will learn all about this in the masterclass, 6 main categories, and I schedule out 3 posts under each category. And so those categories are expertise, belief building, client wins, my personal wins, my unique methodology, and objection busting. And so I'll say, wheelies and waves, what's our expertise? 3 topics. We are experts in the Valley for knowing the best places to paddle. We've been in business 10 years now. We're celebrating our 10-year anniversary this summer, which is absolutely insane. And then third, I can say we have the most knowledgeable staff of any outdoor adventure business in the Valley. Like, our staff has come back year after year and they are on point. Boom. Those are 3 things that I can create posts about under expertise. Belief building, that e-bikes are for everyone, that you are worth taking the day off to go paddle or whatever it is. So I take each category and I just write the ideas under them. From there, I'll go in and I'll create 1 carousel post in Canva from each category. And then I'll create, typically, if I can, 2 reels as well. If not, it'll just be a static post, and that's fine too. But I will have all of that laid out for wheelies and waves. Same thing for Coach Courtney Burton. Coach Courtney Burton, though, is me. Like, it's me. It's my personal page. It's my business page, but it's me. And so I will do the same thing for the content. I'll write out the 6 categories. I'll write 3 ideas under each, but I'll usually have, and this is like, you know, a little bit different. I don't mind writing the content and creating the content on social media. I don't. But having the ideas, having some of those carousels pre-planned, I will do 1 carousel for each topic, just like I do with wheelies and waves, and have all of those done and ready to go. So that way, that's ready to go. That's one less thing I have to think about. But the other post, as long as I have the ideas there and I know that I am hitting each bucket in my business, I know money will get deposited into my bank account. Whether it's I'm holding a new baby, or I'm on the beach in Mexico or Costa Rica, wherever we're going to both this winter, fall, I know that I will still be earning income. So planning out my social media content, planning out my newsletters. The third thing that I am doing is, this time around, my friends, I am asking for help. I did it, like I said, I just did it all. I was flying by the seat of my pants my first postpartum journey, and I didn't have anything planned out. This time around, we did hire a manager for wheelies and waves, pretty much to take over my position in the actual store for the summer and at the events. So she'll be doing the farmers markets, she'll be doing all the events, all the things that I typically do with the business. She'll be in the shop. She'll pretty much be doing everything that I do except for the social media and the marketing aspect of things. And then with Coach Courtney Burton, I am going to be hiring a setter for my business. So someone to help me qualify leads, qualify women that want to build their own online courses. So I know that when I'm hopping on a 30-minute call with you to chat with you about your course idea and talk about working together, that you're actually interested in working with me. It's not just me like going back and forth in the DMs. I want to make sure that when we get to the point that you're ready to work with me, and so that my time, because I will still be working in my business, but my time in the business is focused on my current clients, making sure that they get maximum results. When you sign up with me, you work with me for 6 full months. So I have clients that are just starting. I have clients that are 3 months in that are just wrapping up, but I want to make sure my clients get full results. And then that my new clients that I'm onboarding get my attention. Because while I'll be onboarding less clients during this time period, I will still be onboarding clients. I will still be working an hour a day to make sure my students are crushing it. And that's pretty much me in our Slack chat, helping out with the things that you need help with, doing onboarding calls, and then doing shortened one-on-one calls. And then I have a weekly Tuesday night call with my ACA students. So that's what I'm doing to get myself set up for my business side of things for this postpartum journey. And I know this was a longer episode, but since there's only 2 this month, I wanted to make sure that they were juicy for you and full of value. Next week, I am going to be talking about how I'm getting my household and myself ready for this baby. Because once again, it's not just all about business. It is about life. And the reason that I've created Wheelies and Waves and Coach Courtney Burton is so I have the freedom to go out and live my life. So my friend, hopefully this episode helped you. Make sure to comment below, subscribe, share with a friend that's in a similar position as me, maybe another pregnant entrepreneur mama. And we'll see you next week. Don't forget, the world is your oyster.